Alright, you guys, here's another video for you. I have this question here I just don't understand, because a lot of different kind of commenters I had in some videos that I've said before that if somebody's really sick, let them have whatever drugs they want. And I've even told people before, I don't care what they do and all that stuff, but every time why is it that every time, say, even though you indicate that you don't care what somebody else does, that's not the issue. If you tell people that you're encouraging people to stay out of that bullshit where they're trying to expand the definition of being sick, and you tell people that you rather have people physically and mentally stronger and smarter to resist a lot of bullshit, but if somebody else wants, even though you say somebody else wants to do it, whatever drug, their business, if that's what they want to do, sit around and, hey, smoke pot all day or take pills or whatever, and even though you have your own terms, you don't care what somebody else does, but you have your terms and conditions, that stuff that you don't agree with or rather not participate in. How come every time you say that some asshole always gotta say that you're trying to deny them of what they put into their body, and you never even said that? How come people always be playing that card? I had these friends here and there I used to hang with once in a while, everybody from, like neighbors or friends. And there's probably a lot of you out there like this too, that, you got friends from several different parts of the tracks, neighbors, people and then there's people you don't give a shit what they do. You hung with them once in a while. Both sides, you got nothing to do with them and the world they live in, and vice versa, but you just know each other, you're not enemies, you're not friends or whatever. And they, I don't know about you guys, but I've been in places, in people's cars, people's houses, they smoke, and they even had joints going in our house. They smoke joints, and the whole, smell the house, and they even drink, I don't know about you guys, but that's a part of life, a lot of your neighbors do it, and I'm one of them people that I was around it a lot, but I just don't do it. The biggest extent I did was, beer in a bar that serves food, and you're buying this meal because this bar, there's good food in there or whatever. That's about it. Like I says, I used to smoke when I was younger and all that, but I just quit doing it because I got annoyed, everybody wants your cigarettes, and then you catch them with a whole bunch of cigarettes. They're bumming a cigarette, and I got so fucking pissed off. I'm not going to make a big story about that, but I'm going to make a whole separate video about that later. I think I made one a long time ago, but it's old. I better update it. Anyway, there's people who always play that card, and just because you don't agree with a thing and you don't do it, and I tell people that what I would rather do, and I would rather not encourage people to do a drug and encourage people to, if they're not sick, don't do it. Somebody else wants to do something, it's their business, but how come every time you disagree with it, and every time people catch you trying to tell people that do some of the things I do instead, and resist people's bullshit, go and get stronger and smarter, do some of the things I'm doing on YouTube to get stronger and smarter, so nobody can verbally or physically intimidate you into something, or so nobody can pull bullshit like that. But anyway, I had friends once in a while that you go to their house and things like that, and these people act like they're not prejudiced against you and all that. They actually think just because they do a particular drug or whatever, smoke, drink, take pills, that everybody's prejudiced against them. And but some of them, not all of them, do this shit as a smokescreen to as a diversion so people don't notice their prejudice, or even so that they can justify their own prejudice. For example, I had a friend here and there, a couple of them anyway, act nice. I don't know, some of you guys probably had friends like this. Or maybe one of you people are watching that would smoke a joint once in a while, or even smoke maybe a joint once in a while, but everybody else does all this other shit too, pills, different things like that. And they're, alright, you go to their house, right, and they act nice at first, like that they're not really prejudiced against you, like, you don't participate in a particular thing, they do it because they're sick. Some of them actually are sick, they had accidents and different things like that, and that they're going to be in pain all the time and stuff like that. Yes, some of them even are actually sick, but they act at first all nice, like they don't care what you do and all that stuff too, what you don't do, and you really don't care what they do. But they always act nice at first, but then they start the little passive-aggressive comments, a little bit at a time, that's what, instead of a friendship, it's a friendship. Just like the comedian Dane Cook said, if you're in a relationship, it's a relationship. And instead of saying, well, anyway, these people, I had these different people that I knew, like, I went over their place here and there, it's because it's people you knew, in the town for whatever reasons. Yeah, like hanging with them because you met them under different circumstances and talked about shit, But anyway, they act all nice, Hey, you don't care, it's their house, they smoke joints, do this and that in the house, and hey, I was around that all the time, I don't give a shit, but they act nice like they don't care, right? And then, yeah, like I said, okay, I don't want to get too repetitive, but passive-aggressive remarks, but the little passive-aggressive remarks start getting a little bit bigger and bigger, and they act like they don't care, but they start showing their true selves, like a little bit at a time. The passive-aggressive remarks start basically looking for a reason to get mad at you for something, and say that you think you're better than they are because you don't do this and that, because they actually think that the whole time, and eventually the friendship or the relationship starts to pretty much die out, because you'll get in some big argument or something, which they'll start and they'll accuse you of starting, and it'll be like, they won't go and say, like Dane Cook said in a relationship, this is a friendship, and instead of saying, oh, you know what, instead of just phasing you out and, man, you don't come around anymore, or they don't encourage you to come around, or maybe they stop inviting you in just a little bit at a time, like some people do. Instead of doing that, or, nobody's gonna say, oh, you know what, I do all this and you don't even hardly smoke a joint or anything, you don't do the stuff I do, this ain't working out here, good luck in your life, and oh yeah, you good luck, you too, and bye-bye. Instead of doing that, they'll find a reason to get mad at you, like something you said to get about, well, for one people, it was about, it can be something real stupid. It can be about something in the kitchen, or I don't know, or find a reason that you said something to defend them. And any of you guys out there that are married or whatever too, if you got into fights with girlfriends or wives or whatever too, you know how women do this. But anyway, when a person you eventually get into this big old fight that'll be instigated, and you're trying not to argue with them and trying to be calm. Yeah, instead of just phasing you out, they'll get in this big old, raise their voice eventually because they can't hold it in anymore. Yeah, and it's brewing up because it starts with passive-aggressive little remarks, practically indicating like you think you're better than they are. It's trying to impose guilt on you, A lot of people believe that, even some of the sick people, I preached this in another video, I'll probably make another video about this too, but yeah, I do feel sorry for people who are sick, but there's other stuff that you're not allowed to talk about, like, because people will indicate that you should feel threatened, that you better not speak or else you'll look like some asshole that hates the sick. But some of the people that are legitimately sick, I'm not being down on them all, but a lot of the people that are legitimately sick, they believe in sharing their pills and their joints and different things like that. And if you politely refuse them, they act nice to you at first, and they act like you respect their decision, even if they're not sick and they just want to get high. Yeah, you respect their rights, to put whatever they put in their body, but then they act like as if that they respect your beliefs, but they really don't. They're actually prejudiced. They think you're Mr. or Mrs. High and Mighty. That's really what it's all about. I'm not saying they're all like that, because this is shit that you're not allowed to talk about, because different parts, societies broke up into different cultures. There is the high and mighty society that's, people that are, more money than me, fancier cars, whether they're in churches or whether they're humanist or atheist, that kind of high and mighty. And then you get another culture that's the middle class or poorer culture, different. Well, hell, you even got those people with the fancy cars and fancy houses that, do drugs because their careers and their jobs, they got a lot to worry about, and they got to stay on top of things, and stuff like that, and, everything from wanting to stay awake or keep alert more, different purposes, and then some of them even, want some time out to drink or whatever, but that's a whole, different ballgame, a whole different video, but, yeah, the drug culture, when you get into the, different levels of, the, getting high and drug culture and all that, some crowds are nicer than others, and some of them will act like, and they believe prejudice only works one way. I mean, don't ever dare imply that they're prejudiced. No way. I mean, there's a thing where it's indicated that you better not talk about it, or else we'll make you look like an asshole, like, and all that stuff too. And you're a hater of the sick, and like some of the sick people that really are sick will play these games because they believe you're high and mighty. You should feel guilty. You're a Mr. or Mrs. High and Mighty if you don't come down a couple of notches with them. Not that you think that they're down or anything. I mean, if they're sick, you feel sorry for them, but and even the people that are not sick and they just want to get high and all that, if that's their business, that they're nice. Some of them are nice about it, but they really don't want to be, and they show their true colors eventually. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say. I mean, that's the game. The religious side play the same game, but only with religion. You know what I mean? You get people on the religious, you can't win anyway. On the religious side, you disagree with one thing about it. I mean, a particular thing that you don't care for, and all of a sudden, they put words in your mouth, like you said, that they're not allowed to pray in their own house, and that don't even fucking make sense. So the drug culture does the same damn thing, not that they're all like that. I'm not saying that they're all like that, but yeah, I say I disagree with a particular thing. I don't want to expand and teach everybody to be sick, and every little thing to declare sick and teach everybody to do that. And, you're trying to dictate to me what I put in my body. Well, fuck you. No, I'm not saying dictating what you're putting in your body. I'm just saying I'd rather not encourage, this and that. So fuck you, So that's how I stand on it. Anyway, that's my time for this video.